A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of Hudson Headwaters Health Network, dedicated to provide the best health care and access to that care for everyone in our communities. Serving all of Warren County and parts of Clinton, Essex, Hamilton, Saratoga, and Washington counties. A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of Retirement Solutions. Our knowledgeable and experienced team will help you explore retirement options for a smooth financial transition toward a secure, comfortable, and worry-free quality of life. Retirement Solutions, providing you with a greater peace of mind when it's needed the most. A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of the Wesley community. For nearly 45 years, the Wesley community has provided services and programs with a commitment to compassion, caring, and excellence. The Wesley community, a senior living community that feels like home.
Welcome back, everyone. I think the phrase is, time flies when you're having fun.
It's been another series, another run.
And I don't mean time flies having fun while you're aging in place, by the way.
We're all aging, Jesse.
I know we are. Well, as you can tell, this is A Look at Seniors. My co-host, Lois Celeste, who is the Executive Director of the Saratoga Senior Center. Well, we did it again. 4 years running, 8 very interesting interviews. Covering a lot of different topics. The focus this time was really all around aging in place, what you might be confronted with, what you might want to know, the role that caregiving takes in this. We spoke to Retirement Solutions about financial needs. We spoke to Alzheimer's again, right?
Yes.
We spoke to Hudson Headwaters about palliative care. It was an amazing interview.
Yeah.
And Wesley.
Their senior solutions.
Right. I found it was very, very informative. People were stopping me and saying, oh, I really like, and they would fill in the blank. So we're going to kind of wind up. You were recently at a convention, and the term that, we were always circling caregivers and caregiving. The word respite pops up.
Sure.
I had to look it up, Lois. Talk to me about the convention and talk to me what that was like.
It was a national conference on respite and caregivers and what the need for, and this conference was not just seniors, it was across the board, the need for respite assistance. But primarily the folks there were from and around the whole senior issues. We did a caregiver simulation that was very enlightening, of the place you were in. So, and you walked through a number of different service providers and how frustrating it can be for families. So I think with the series, bringing the information to them is really helpful.
When we interviewed RSVP, I think was the name of the organization, right? The volunteer organization.
Yes.
We talked a lot about it during that interview as well. That, when you think about someone aging in place and just the challenges that they have, you really do have to broaden your scope of sort of concern or interest to the people that are actually caring for this person. Usually falls to a family member, but that can be overwhelming, right?
And again, who knows? I think as the boomers hit and this population expands and grows, who is going to take care of everyone? And there aren't enough services. So yeah, caregivers can look like family members, neighbors, friends, spouses, partners, any of that. And ironically, we talked briefly of just saying caregiver or caregiving, but I think people don't really identify themselves as caregivers sometimes, but they are. They're providing care all the time. So it's semantics, but I think it matters. And so I think the toll for our community, for society on caregivers is huge. So bringing in supportive respite help, short-term respite assistance is really critical. And how we do that, you've got we went through 8 weeks of talking about different services that are out there and what we all do, but in the end, who's going to wrap around that, and how do we help these folks? Because oftentimes the caregiver, it takes a toll on them more than it does on the person that they're helping.
Sure, and I would imagine that they can be overwhelmed, the caregivers, and then not be able to really set priorities because they just really don't know what to do first, right?
Yeah. We're going to we're going to have one of these caregiver simulations here in September.
Oh, that's great.
It was very enlightening to everyone. People who sat behind a desk pretending to be in an agency, people who were the caregiver, people who were the person in need, and it was a very frustrating, exhausting experience for all. And I think that speaks to what people live with every day.
You know, when you said here, you're talking about the senior center, and it was lucky we were able to come over here and shoot. Thank you.
Oh,
you know,
it was
I love
great.
going on location, and we came over here. We met so many interesting people, and I got to see firsthand what Lois and her team, how they work every day with the people that come through. Outside of the fact that I was definitely going to steal the French bread every time I came in here. But you know, you had days where you had fresh produce here. I heard a singing class going on in the background. It's an arts class. The socialization, the pool table right behind us, you know. The whole idea that this is a community is very striking. In the role that you play here, you pretty much cover everything that we talked about, right?
Well, we try to. I mean,
Yeah.
when I first started here almost 9 years ago, it was a very quiet place to be. It is booming. We're out of space. We're looking at new buildings because the need is so extensive. So, yeah, we offer a plethora of programming. I think pretty much someone must be able to find something they like to do here. But what we found is there's gaps. So we've worked really hard to fill gaps in services, and we did that through our senior support services. So yes, all the folks we met with and talked to, we have a relationship with. So our advocate does information and referral, refers them out to services they need. In addition, we've just launched transportation services because people couldn't get here. We were helping people age in place. That's great. They're isolated. They need to be in here, keeping themselves physically and mentally healthy. So we did the transportation. We have our volunteer match program, Community Connections, for that respite care. Give people rides to doctor's appointment. Give them just a little bit of relief. Help them. We just recently partnered with the Giving Circle. And they went out and they did spring cleanup for folks. It's amazing how many people are willing to help, but you need somebody who's willing to coordinate that. And we just keep filling some services and gaps, and it's exciting.
Well, you know, this whole concept of aging in place, I mean, you pretty much from the words, you can pretty much know what it means. But the whole idea of the concept of what it means for the person is really what this is all about, right? You know, the idea that you can live at home for as long as you can, that you have the support systems, you have the friendships, you have the circles, and you have the volunteers and you have the people, and you have the senior center, a place where you can go and socialize all day long. I'm telling you, these people here have a good time during the day.
It's active. I mean, it's
It
a
really
little
is.
bit zooey at times, but it's very active and it's great. And the vibrancy is here every single day. It doesn't matter if you're 55 or you're 100. We see it all, and everybody, it's very interactive.
Well, those
Great place.
those seniors can be pretty adolescent sometimes, right?
I'm not touching that comment.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't. But hats off to you and everybody here, Lois. You do a wonderful job.
Thanks.
And thank you for co-hosting this again.
This has been great.
A little bit of luck, we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
And follow the trends and follow the things that Lois and her team see every single day here, so we can try to give you some relevant, some interesting information.
And I'd just like to end by saying we're going to be doing a program in June, later June, on rest. It's called the REST program. Learn how to help caregivers that go in. We're also going to do the caregiver simulation, and hopefully by next year we're going to do some drop-in programs for people who need help. So please call our advocate. If you have any questions, call us, look on the internet, and get the services you need. Don't be afraid to ask.
Good, terrific. We did it again.
Thank you.
Off and run until next year.
It was great having it here.
It was. We'll come back. Are you going to invite us again?
Of course.
Okay. You have to. You're part of it.
Don't steal all the baked
Thanks,
goods.
Lois. See this interview again. You can head to our website, looktvonline.com.
A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of Hudson Headwaters Health Network, dedicated to provide the best health care and access to that care for everyone in our communities. Serving all of Warren County and parts of Clinton, Essex, Hamilton, Saratoga, and Washington counties. A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of Retirement Solutions. Our knowledgeable and experienced team will help you explore retirement options for a smooth financial transition toward a secure, comfortable, and worry-free quality of life. Retirement Solutions, providing you with a greater peace of mind when it's needed the most. A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of the Wesley community. For nearly 45 years, the Wesley community has provided services and programs with a commitment to compassion, caring, and excellence. The Wesley community, a senior living community that feels like home.